Tonight, our topic for SKNIS Generations Children of Sugar is striving for success, overcoming challenges. As individuals, it's quite easy to feel that life is always placing obstacles in our path. Yet, look at some of the quite painful experiences that some of our Children of Sugar generation were able to live through. They bore up through the pain and were able to come through as much stronger persons.
Struggles and setback don't have to stay with one. As long as you have God on your side. I believe reading your Bible daily, talking to God wherever you are, it's very essential. And I am one of those people that does that. I hope I do it often enough. Yes, there are many struggles in life. One of which I got pregnant at an early stage. And I don't believe you could find nothing worse than that. But through it all, one day I said, girl, you could rise above that. And I really did. That when I see myself, in my mind's eye, I said, look where Gloria has come.
When I had my children, I used to have them in a box. Sometimes they drop sleep in the box and I don't even know how doing me work. Now they have pen, they have pram, they have thing on the back, thing on the belly. They don't even have to lift up the child. Now children. And all of that is what they have taken advantage of. My dishwasher, what I have in my house, garlic used to come in some box. That was my dishwasher. The first thing I had as a safe is a gentleman I had make it for me named Norman out of saltfish box. Saltfish box was part of it. Now you have cabinet, China cabinet and English cabinet and all kind of cabinet. And thank God for them. Who could look them, who can't leave it alone. But I'm thankful that we grow up and we have a lot of advantage and disadvantage to take care of in this country.
Although we were poor and we were affected by a lot of these communicable diseases that came around, measles and mumps and this fever and that fever, yet we all did not die because we were open to the fresh, clean air. We did a lot of exercising, walking, hunting. Boy, I did nothing on Saturday morning to leave home. Walk right up Westbourne Street, got eat all the fruits in the world you can think about. That's all right. Guava, sugar apple, mangoes, dates. You walk right over Sofa Stone, go to Sofa Stone, eat mangoes. You go right over to Canada Estate, go through Connery down into Frigate Bay, and walk it back to town, or come back to town on the sea. Oh, and what you call logs, clatter, you cut them, you bind them together, and you take off your shirt and make a sail, and sail it back down into Irish Town. Wow. I mean, you did that. Mm-hmm. And that was the exercise that people are not getting these days, and why they are coming big and clumsy and being exposed to all these diseases and so on. Yes, we have good medicine now. New medicines that can fight all kind of things. But in those days, that you stayed alive and stayed healthy because of what you ate. Right. Your choices of food had to do with fresh food. Mm-hmm. Your yam and your potato and your tan and your soup and so on. Today, man, you got to eat Kentucky and chicken and this and whatnot. so that the food choices what came from the ground.
Yes, much as
you sit down and you pick pigeon peas to put it in the soup and in the rice you're eating. If you had a big family and your parents couldn't afford all the rice, they will cut up things in the rice. They cut up breadfruit in the rice and so on to stretch it so everybody had a good plate. A bottle who pick up in the rice and so on. It was different. But it was nourishing. There was no difference in friendship. I mean, there were friends who were proud of me, and as usual in the human endeavor, there would always be the people who despise you. Mm-hmm. Not despise, they're simply detractors. The kind of person that I am, I don't take that on. I know what I have to do and I get on with what I'm doing. Because for some one reason or another, some people who will not like you.
Sometimes it's envy.
Sometimes, but I don't even worry about that. You know what you have to do and you get on doing it.
Okay.
Because the people who your friends are much more than those who are your detractors. So you get on with it.
In 1988, my daughter was born, a special needs child, and that was challenging. That was challenging because at that time, I wouldn't say our society wasn't exposed, but persons did not treat it as they do today. You know, first of all, you have to recognize that there is a problem. And I was able to get an early detection. When she was born, I was told that she would not have the same capabilities, so you prepared. And I remember as early as 3 years, I had enrolled her in the special education program at Dr. William Connor. Sometimes you talk to parents about their children, but the hardest thing is for a parent to accept is that your child has a deficiency, and that's one of the things that I knew early that she would have a difficulty. I remember when I went to the school and she was crying and I was crying, and the teacher, she's now deceased, Mrs. Thomas, she sent me a letter at the school to one of my teachers, and she said, you know, all is going to be well and so on. And now she learned to read and everything, and I feel comfortable about it now.
So that's like the personal touch of the teacher actually taking the time to send you a letter.
Because she saw my tears and everything.
Right.
And she,
Okay. What about the fact that you lost your husband in death while your children were still young? Would you consider that a challenge as well?
Well, yeah, it was a challenge. Naya was 13 and Karen was 6 years old, and they were vulnerable ages, you know, Karen being a boy, etc., etc. The social security really helped a lot, and I enrolled Karen with the footballer, you know, Star Brown, and I think it has worked because he was able to attend the training school in England just before he was 15, you know, John Barnes, etc. I was able to deal with the challenges because there was extended family support, you know, and that always goes a long way.
Other challenges came. I worked at ZIZ as a DJ and as a manager at the time, later on in life. And another challenge came when I got pushed out of ZIZ as general manager. I cried. I prayed about it. I didn't think I deserved it because I put my heart, my blood, sweat and tears into ZIZ as the general manager, but other people thought at the time that I wasn't doing a good job and wanted to move me for whatever reason. And that to me was another challenge that I had to face. But I thank God for that particular gentleman moving me from ZIZ, because then after I was pushed from ZIZ and later from SKNIS.
Were there any particular challenges in your life that you had to overcome outside of the career challenges?
One of them was health. You always want to be in the peak of health. And I can recall that when we were growing up and the family was embroiled in politics. My mother was Bradshaw Wright. She worked with the Labour women, and she did so many things to ensure that the Labour Party was re-elected, especially from the woman folk, from the women's perspective. She worked hard teaching them skills in various disciplines, whether it was needlework or cooking or baking, whatever circumstance that my mother think that people could help themselves and help the country. She was there doing that. And I can recall some of the challenges that I had outside of school and family was in politics. People sort of isolated you if you supported the Labour Party. You know, you couldn't speak to somebody. I could recall that I used to like a particular young lady, but her parents, her family was Pam. And the daughter was told not to speak to me because I'm a Labour man. You don't know who his brother is. Fitzroy Bryant is his brother. You don't need to speak to him. Find somebody else of your kind. And I couldn't understand that because I'm very broad-minded. My mother taught me that. I used to see things written in the paper about my mother and about my brother that I couldn't believe. I know that my mother in particular had a challenge with breast cancer. And the things that were put in the paper about her and having breast cancer amazed me, shocked me to this day. But personally, cancer seems to run in my family, and my brother died from cancer. And my mother didn't die from cancer, even though she had the breast cancer. That didn't kill her. And I could recall that when he died from colon cancer, I said, this is a reality check for you. You better go and check yourself. I checked out myself and realized that I was beginning to have a problem with my prostate, and had it checked out at Sloan Kettering in New York City. And I thank God that I have 100% cure from that, and my life is as normal and as healthy and as possible. But I would urge anyone who is a man who is over 40, check out your prostate now. Don't wait, because that is something, if it gets out of the prostate, could spread and kill you. That is what killed the late Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mr. Manley. And it's very painful once it gets to that stage where it gets out of the prostate and starts to attack the other organs in your body. Very, very deadly. So men, check out your prostate. Do the right thing. Well, the recovery part was excellent. I spent time with my family in upstate New York. I took time out from work and recuperated after the surgery. And it's just, again, the level of unity and friendship that you share with your family. Because it was a family member that I stayed with in New York.
Support.
And there was just overall support and encouragement and love. So it's just that network of family and friends that come together to point you in a positive direction. Your abiding faith in God the Almighty that strengthens you and fortifies you. And you have to believe in yourself. A lot of people don't believe that they can do things. I believe in myself. I believe that I could overcome cancer. And I did. I believe that I could be a success in life, and I have been a success in life. That principled stance is what gave birth to Freedom FM later on in life.
I am sure that we can all appreciate that life is not always easy. It is how we deal with certain challenges that shows what type of metal we are made of. The St. Kitts Anti-Nevis Information Service encourages you to use each stumbling block as a stepping stone. Contact us by emailing us at sknisgenerations@gmail.com. Overcoming life's challenges, demonstrating the unconquerable Kittitian and Nevisian spirit.
SKNIS is now on YouTube. Just run a quick search for the SKNIS to view this program again or any of our other programs. Hit subscribe to be alerted when we upload a new video. You can also connect with us on Facebook. Get started today.